Thank you for taking the time to watch our latest Take a Seat interview. I'm really delighted to be joined by Allan from CityFibre. These sessions are always brilliant. I always love getting the chance to kind of pick the brains of a member and hear a bit more about what makes them tick, what they do for their day job. But you know, there's been a lot more going on in the last year since we've been doing all these interviews, and it's fab. So if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, thank you so much for taking the time to come in and have a look at all these different members in the interviews. So Allan, if you just want to start off, let's just hear a wee bit more about you and what you do.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you very much, Alison. I'm a city manager for CityFibre. So it's a regional role. I look after 3 of our gigabit cities, which I'll explain a little bit more about shortly. So those being Aberdeen, where I'm based, Inverness and Dundee. So as the city manager for CityFibre, in a nutshell, that's really about stakeholder engagement, relationship management, and commercial opportunity development across the region. So we're a builder of gigabit cities. So we announced Dundee as one of our latest gigabit cities probably about 6 months ago now. We started the rollout Q4 of last year. And we are bringing full fibre connectivity, so future-proof, improved digital infrastructure throughout the city, and we're going to bring that within reach of most homes and businesses and all properties really within the next few years. So really exciting project. We're delighted to get going with it in Dundee.
Brilliant. I mean, it couldn't be better time, could it? I mean, the last year. So we're filming this, and it's it's the 22nd of March, so that'll be a year tomorrow since we locked down. And I think we've all been reflecting on how much more of this kind of thing we're all doing. So, you know, your home broadband is under more kind of pressure than ever, but actually we're going to go back to offices and we're going to still retain doing a bunch of this, you know. So I think everybody's kind of need for internet usage and being able to kind of do things virtually is just going to change so much, and we just don't know actually how it's going to change, but we know that there's going to be a very much an increased demand. So and that's
I'm certainly amongst the group of people that can't wait to get back out and get back into offices and so on. But you're right, I think it's spoken about a lot at the moment. I think we'll continue to see a lot more home working, a lot more, I guess just keeping in touch and even socialising, via the internet. So yeah, we're very fortunate, I guess, in our line of work in terms of what we do, with what's happened the last 12 months or so. Actually, we've seen a huge increase in demand for what we're doing. There's never been a more important time for people to have access to improved digital connectivity. So it's been all go. Yeah, it's been a really, really busy year. I mean, we've increased our headcount across the UK, I think, by possibly up to about 500, certainly several hundred people over the last 12 months. And that's just as we ramp up and we announce more and more cities. So yeah, as I say, very, very fortunate in that, from that point of view, and that things have been incredibly busy.
Fab. And can you tell us what you like best about what you do?
So as I say, a lot of what I do, it's really getting people excited about the rollout, about the project that we've undertaken, helping them understand the many benefits that it's going to bring to residents, to businesses, to the city as a whole. So yeah, I think a big part of my role typically is getting out and about and meeting people, building relationships. So as I say, I really do miss that. And that's one of the more important parts of my job. But yeah, we've all had to get used to doing everything on Teams, and I guess that's going to be the way for a little while yet. But yeah, that's probably the most enjoyable part of my role. Sort of engaging with people, from residents right through to the chamber, through to the council, to councillors and MPs, MSPs, and so on. So really, any stakeholders, anyone that's got an interest in what we're doing. So So yeah, I really enjoy that, and looking forward to being able to meet people face to face again.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have a favourite time of year, and why would that be?
I would say summertime is my favourite time of year. So we're starting to see the better weather coming back, which is great. So yeah, I think a lot of us really found the winter quite difficult, because I love getting out. I think we all need to get out, get some fresh air, stretch our legs. And when it's the winter months, it's always a bit more of a thought. Especially when you're sat at your desk all day, kind of working. Sort of Monday to Friday, it's so important to get up and get out, but quite often over the sort of winter months, it's just a bit of a thought to go and do that. So I'm really enjoying now getting out and about a bit more. And summertime, hopefully by then, obviously with restrictions easing and so on, we'll be able to get a few trips away, even if it's not abroad this year, who knows. But yeah, just to get away for long weekends and so on with the family. Really looking forward to that over the summer.
And I suppose for your colleagues that have got to organise the logistics of digging up pavements, the summertime is probably a way better time to do that, because there's less delays, I suppose. And
yes.
Even the people that are out there having to do that, yeah, the summertime is probably just better for your business all round. Yeah,
I would say they're certainly slightly more productive when the weather's favourable. So yeah, I mean, it's a physical build. We need to put our infrastructure, our ducting in the ground that will have the cables and the fibre within it. So there is a physical build element. So there was a wee bit of disruption over the winter, but thankfully not too much. They tend to be able to carry on unless it's really bad. So.
So you've talked obviously a bit about travel and some of the things that you like to do, and maybe that you've already answered my next question, but I'm also just interested in what people are missing during lockdown and restrictions.
Yeah, I mean, definitely traveling. We love to travel, so getting away for holidays and so on. But I think just seeing family, friends whenever we want to. Going out to the pub. Just catching up with friends. I think, to be honest, when we had the first lockdown, I think everyone was so good at sort of keeping in touch, and we had regular sort of catch-ups on Zoom and so on. But I think this time around, and I know I'm not alone here, I think everyone's a little bit tired of it, and we've maybe not been as good at keeping in touch, with kind of friends and so on. So I think, just having that sort of social contact again, and being able to catch up properly with friends and family whenever we want, with however many people that we want. And yeah, as I say as well, getting away. We'll love our holidays. We try and get away most summers, but yeah, we'll be pleased even if we can get away somewhere local this year. My folks have got a wee place in Lossiemouth, so we're really lucky to be able to sort of have a getaway there. So yeah, great place to take the kids. So I think that'll be one of the first wee trips that we have, even if it's just for a long weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I think that part of the world definitely rivals Dundee in its terms of sunshine, because we know we're the sunniest city, but anytime I've ever been up in that part of the world, it's always absolutely gorgeous and warm. It's such a nice spot, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm based in Aberdeen, and it's what, maybe it's only about an hour and a half north, but you're right, there's a difference. You can tell a bit of a difference in terms of the sun that you get up there.
And I'm also talking to people about, everybody's business has changed since the pandemic hit us, but what would you say has been the standout change that's impacted you and your business?
Again, probably repeating myself slightly here, but I think we're very fortunate in terms of our line of work. We have, if anything, we've actually ramped things up, over the sort of past 12 months. So I think with the increase in demand for improved digital connectivity, and the instruction from government, obviously, we had pretty clear instructions from both the Scottish and the UK government that they wanted us to continue building. They wanted us to keep rolling out. So yeah, I would say we've ramped things up. Like everyone else, we've had to adjust to new ways of working, but I think we were pretty well set up to do that anyway. So it was a fairly smooth transition. And obviously with the physical build element of it itself, needless to say, we have to put additional safety measures and so on in place. But yeah, we've carried on as best we can throughout.
And what does the future hold for your business?
So further growth, really. I mean, we've got pretty ambitious plans for the future. I mean, over the next 5 years throughout the UK, we're aiming to roll out our network to up to 8 million homes. So that's about a third of the UK. We are already, we're across about 60 different sort of cities and towns. That potentially will be up to about 100. So yeah, it's about at this stage, it's about delivering, rolling out the network, helping people understand what full fibre is, the difference between the infrastructure that they've got. So I would say last time I heard, I think only about 20% of the UK has got access to full fibre. The majority of the UK still relies on fibre to the cabinet, so it's kind of part fibre optics, part copper. So yeah, there's a big push on, for the majority of the UK to be able to gain access to gigabit capable broadband. And what we're rolling out now is future proof. What we're putting in the ground will serve us for many decades, which is really quite exciting to know that generations will benefit from it. And yeah, looking forward, it's really about maximising utilisation of the network, making sure as many people as possible benefit from what we're rolling out. And it's not it's not just about home broadband. It's not just about being able to stream Netflix without buffering. That's what a lot of people can associate with and can relate to. But there's a whole host of other benefits to the infrastructure that we're rolling out and what it will bring to the cities in terms of helping to make businesses more productive and more efficient, but also enabling an increased use of smart home technologies, of smart city initiatives, Internet of Things, 5G rollout, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's exciting, and it'll be interesting to see just how that evolves and how our network will be used in the future.
Brilliant. And apart from networking in Dundee and Lossiemouth with your family, when we're more freely able to get out and about, what would be top of your lockdown escape bucket list?
Oh, in terms of location, in terms of where we go. So we're already talking about, so it's our 10-year wedding anniversary next year. So we're already talking about a trip for that. So I think we would love to go to Rome. Actually, Rome's top of my list. I've never been to Italy. My wife, she went traveling when she was younger. I think she says herself probably too young to appreciate places like that. I think she was about sort of 17, 18 at the time. So yeah, would love to go to Rome. That's definitely top of my list. So we'll start planning it so that we've got something like that to look forward to.
Brilliant. Something I'm asking everybody that comes in and does these interviews: what's the best piece of advice you've ever received and why?
Well, that's a good question. I think I would say we've all heard this one. We've got 2 ears and one mouth, and we should use them in that ratio. So I think that, and I don't even know when I first heard it or who kind of shared it with me first, but I think that's a piece of advice that served me pretty well, throughout my career. I think I'm told that I'm a good listener. And I think with the type of roles that I've done, I mean, my background, I've worked across, various different sectors, from, the voluntary sector to construction industry, oil and gas, and now obviously, telecoms. But my roles have always been quite similar, and that relationships have been a big part of it, whether it's been business development or account management and so on. So yeah, I think very, very important to listen, and whether that's in your personal life to friends and family, or whether you're going in to see a client, you need to listen to them and understand exactly what makes them tick and what they want, as opposed to trying to tell them what they want. So So yeah, that's as I say, that's probably a piece of advice that's served me quite well.
Love it. And if you had a message for people out there, just about the things you've learned yourself about the world of work and business, what might that be?
So I would say to probably take more risks. I think I've been guilty myself in the past of being a bit cautious at times. And I think as the as the years have kind of gone on, you maybe don't care so much about what other people think. I think, through your sort of teens and 20s and so on, there's a bit of a kind of fear of failure, really, and I think that holds so many people back. So I think I'm a lot better now in that I will try things, and that's something that we're encouraged. We've got in terms of the culture within CityFibre. We're encouraged to try new things. There's always a better way of doing something, and you shouldn't just do something the same way because it's always been done that way. And just knowing as well that if you try something and it doesn't work out, it's not the end of the world, as long as you're kind of learning from it. I think probably Elon Musk springs to mind, because he's someone who clearly doesn't care too much about that. You see his rockets, time after time being launched and exploding when they're trying to land, and they just keep trying it. And his outlook is, we need to keep going. We're learning every time that we do this, and as long as you are, you'll continue to move forward. So yeah, I would say that's been a learning for me, and definitely something that's changed with me over the past 5-10 years.
Brilliant. I wonder if we'll start to take more risks just because we've lived through a pandemic as well, because the pace of change and innovation has been brutal, hasn't it? We've been forced to change so much. But, I guess there's a bit of a safety net in that we're all having to change. So it's maybe easier at the moment to take those risks. And hopefully that doesn't settle back down, because I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, there's a time to be cautious. I'm not. I would say calculated risk. I'm not one that's taken too many risks. But at the same time, I think it's important to try different things. I think that's the message, really.
Definitely. And just lastly, how do people get in touch with you if they fancy a chat or want to follow up?
So I'm on LinkedIn, so delighted to hear from anyone via LinkedIn if they want to connect. I don't do too much other social media, I must admit. But please do connect on LinkedIn. From a CityFibre point of view, if anyone's interested to find out a little bit more about the local project and what we're doing, cityfibre.com is the website, and on there as well we've just recently launched a postcode checker. So it's quite early days with the Dundee project, but people can go on, sort of check their postcode and register their details if they want to make sure they're updated about services becoming available and so on through our ISP partners. So we kind of build and manage the physical network itself, but we anticipate that fairly soon we'll have announcements with regards to ISPs that will be coming onto our network. So we'll look forward to sharing that news.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much. So, folks, if you're looking for Allan on LinkedIn, it's 2 L's, Allan with 2 L's, McEwan. So, Allan, thank you so much for taking part in our session today. Really do appreciate it. It's been great to kind of catch up and hear a bit more about you and your role. And, those of you that have seen the investments in Dundee over the past kind of few months, well, I know I've seen lots of it as I've been out and about walking. So it's great to see, that the city's investing and we've got private sector investing at such a level. So thank you. I do really appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you when you can get down to Dundee and we're actually doing some face-to-face networking and getting that chance to kind of have a coffee and when we're allowed to kind of see more than 2 people in the back garden. So
looking forward to it. No, that's been great. Thanks for the chat. It's been nice to catch up.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Allan.
Take care.